My name is Jeannie Galbraith. I am an artist, a teacher, and a mom, and I was privileged to be asked to be the instructor for this mural project that took place in downtown Trinidad on Main Street. Okay, we're down here at the boardwalk and it's time to prepare the surface, which means getting all of the tacks, the screws, the staples, and the previous things that were here off the board, and sweeping the boardwalk. As you can see, it's very dirty. That's my son sweeping. There were many entities involved in getting to do this project, including the City of Trinidad, the First National Bank, and of course the Arts and Cultural Commission, and the Trinidad Area Arts Council, which was the main venue for this project. It was done as a class through the TAC Gallery as part of their Summer Youth Arts Academy. And this class was appropriately titled Community Creations Think Big, and it was a big project. I worked with 16 students from all over the local area. These kids were great. They ranged from ages 7 to 15. From many different cultural backgrounds, diverse schools, some homeschooled, some public schools, some private school, and some online schools, and all of them have different gifts and strengths and abilities. And I really felt like this was a great representation of our community here in Trinidad. This project really began with a vision for it. I knew I was supposed to be part of this because I'd already seen it in my heart. And then not long after that, I was actually asked to teach this class. So I was so excited knowing that it was already meant to be. And that's the beauty of how things like this come together. Vision is so important. It's how our purpose becomes real. We talked a lot about vision in the class and how we're part of something greater than ourselves. We work together to help each other to achieve something great. That's the masterpiece of it. It's a beautiful mural, but it really is much more than that. Art transforms things into life-giving potential. This theme was chosen to represent our community. We used elements of nature to communicate growth, direction, transformation, and unity. Aspen trees are so Colorado and part of what makes this area so attractive. Aspen trees look like many individual trees, but they really share one root system. Again, this was very symbolic of how we work as a community. And these trees are planted in the streams of water. This water is living water. It's active, it's moving, it's flowing, and it's giving life to these trees. Water gives life to everything. With each part of the process, we had some instructional time in the class before we went out on the boardwalk. We began by looking at public art in many different settings, around the world in history, in different cultures, and in neighborhoods in this country, and what their purpose was, why they were important. We looked at how it edifies the place in which they are created, how they make a difference and give a message about life experience. In many cases, these really give a hope in the future for a place that is needing to be lifted up and to prosper. We looked at different painting techniques and we did a sample model of each phase in the classroom before we went out on the boardwalk. So we learned how to paint realistic trees, and then we would go out and draw the trees and paint them. Or at least start that. The trees were an ongoing part of the whole thing. They learned how to paint water, and then we would go out and paint the water. They also learned how to paint realistic birds. And these birds turned out beautiful. Each child chose a bird that they wanted to paint, and then they learned how to use light and volume and painting techniques to make them appear dimensional and real. And most importantly, it's one thing to do a painting, but it's another to really capture the spirit of it. And really, each one of them has their own personality. And I just love that, because that is so true about all of these kids that were involved. And that's what makes it so beautiful. And they learn how important it is for us to fly in the same direction. And there's so much we can learn from nature about that. Really, what we invest in can become something beautiful, or it can just float on down the river. All these kids worked really, really hard. They put in extra hours, extra days, and everybody in this community was so supportive. And I just want to say thank you, Trinidad. This was a real gift to our town, and it brought a bright light of joy and life to an otherwise very gray construction area, and it was a lot of fun. At the end, we decided to add some watery elements to the sidewalk to bring out the feeling of water out into the real space where the people would be and enjoy the special things that they would see along the way. I know that there will be more opportunities like this that will grow out of this project, and I am very grateful. And I know that this will keep expanding the vision, and I thank God for the inspiration.